right? There's so many new products on the market. Who can keep up? And I love a good complexion product, but my favorite so far, hi Pookie, my favorite beauty product is complexion products because I just love an even complexion. Like, I'm a woman of a certain age and I really do appreciate a flawless finish, nice chisel and contoured. So Pat McGrath, she is a legendary makeup artist, especially on the runway circuits. She came out with her own line of foundation. Now honey, that foundation is $62. Got time for that. So I was a sucker for the powder, and if I can find the video, I'll insert it here. There was a live event and Rennie Vasquez, who is now on her makeup artist team, I'm so excited, congratulations Rennie. He was demoing the powder on some of the attendees and they already had makeup on and it looked flawless. Now mind you, they were on their Instagram stories. I fell in love, so I decided to go ahead and pick up that powder. So I want to go ahead and incorporate it into my foundation routine and see how she do, because Mama Pat is here for skin and your girl Laverne loves flawless skin. So let's go ahead and get into that. Done my brows, I want to go ahead and moisturize my skin so that we can go in with the foundation. And today the foundation I'm going to use, it's been one of my favorite for a while. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and this is in the shade Spiced Rum. It really just matches my summer tone, and once I put concealer, it matches my skin tone perfectly. It also has hyaluronic acid and some coconut water. Girl, keep your girl looking younger than she is. Okay, so I am going to be going in with the Cooling Matte Perfecting Primer, and this is from Too Faced. And I am T-zone oily, so I really like how this primer works to hold down the oil in that area. I concentrate it in the center where I have the majority of my oily areas. So that is on there. It's a little tacky, but I am ready to go in. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna take some of that Spiced Rum, and my trouble areas are along my jawline. That's where I have the most of my post-acne marks that I'm working on. So I like to keep a fuller coverage there. And especially living in the South, during the summer months, it's hard to pile that foundation on, because if it's humid and hot outside, girl, that thing is gonna run off your face. So many companies are coming out with different complexion products, and as a woman of a certain age, I like those products to be hydrating, but I am oily, so I don't want it too super slick. And I know there's companies coming out with foundations that look like skin. On me, those foundations tend to look a little oily, so I am excited for some of the new releases that are coming out this summer that will keep you more hydrated, and I think that's going to be excellent for the fall going into the cool season, because then I struggle with a little more moisture on my skin. So I think a hydrating foundation would be excellent for that time of year. Let's go in with some of the Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer. I really like these concealers because they are hydrating, and under my eyes have a tendency to be the driest part of my face. So I like something that's a little hydrating, because once I set with powder, it has a tendency to look too dry, if that makes sense. I am going in with the shade Spiced Rum as well, and because it's creamy, I like to give it an opportunity to set. I just need coverage from this shade. Just something that's a little more full coverage than the foundation. And this shade is perfect. I'm so glad they extended their lines, their shade range, so it really gives a good opportunity to match your coverage with your concealer. So I'm going in with this Studio Fix foundation stick. It is a foundation on one end and a contour on the other end, and I'm just going to contour my cheeks. And before I blend that out, I'm going to go in with a lighter concealer. It's still the Too Faced concealer, but this is in the shade Maple, and I am just gonna brighten up under that eye. I think a lot of the YouTubers put their heart and soul into the collaborations, but some of these collabs fall flat. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is your job, and you're collabing with a company that is going to have your product sold, market with other big companies like MAC, L'Oreal. Like, your due diligence, you know, should be had for people who are going to be using your product. The ideas are great, but the execution could be better. This is the number 47 from Sephora. I like it because it blends under my eyes seamlessly, and I'm able to help that concealer set before I go in with a sponge, because I notice when I'm going with a sponge, it takes out too much of the product, and then I gotta go put more product, and more product equals cake. I'm gonna pinch my sponge and just blend that nose highlight down. And we're just gonna blend under that eye, ever so lightly. Beautiful. I really love how these products play together. That Too Faced, that's the business. I have the loose setting powder from Mama Pat McGrath. I got the shade number 3. It is weightless, buildable, microfine setting powder, runway tested, mother approved, honey. Here it is. It is beautiful. The packaging, I am here for it. Black and gold, it just looks so luxurious. No better color combination than black and gold. It just looks yummy. So I'm gonna take the cover off. Do we get a sponge? We get no sponge with it. That's okay. Oh, this is what's revealed. See, there's a little mesh in here for the powder, and it is really so thin. I don't know if I could bake with this powder, but it is very golden. And I'm just gonna press that in to the Too Faced. Mother, are you gonna come out with travel sizes? That would be great. I have the Skin Fetish, and I'm just gonna press it in under the eye. Make sure I set that. I don't want this concealer to really move once I put it under my eye. This actually looks good. I could actually bake with a little lighter powder, but I'm not mad at the shade, and I am not mad at the finish. That was a powder from Pat McGrath. And I also got this as a gift. It is the Perfector Face Palette from Cover FX. It's been a little loved because I've really fallen in love with this product. It actually comes with a finishing powder, a blush, a contour, a highlight. It really is a great product for a girl on the go. So the contour shade, and I'm actually using my highlight brush from Anastasia, and I am just going to buff this shade right into my contour. And this brush, I really like it. It's such a great size to go right in the hollows of your cheeks. Because my features are so tiny, bigger brushes usually just get the product all over the place. So I'm gonna go right in the hollows. And just build that contour up. And it's a beautiful shade. It's not too warm, but it's a great shade to contour with. I'm going to take a little bit of that same shade and I am going to go down the sides of my nose ever so lightly. I don't want to create two lines, but I just want to bring some definition to this area. The shades in here are so pretty. I've been using it for about a month now, and I really like this palette from Cover FX. I'm gonna take that powder brush and just blend that under eye powder right into that nose contour. And we're not done because this palette has so much more to offer. We are going to take the blush. It is more of like a mauve rose tone, and it is beautiful on my skin tone any day, anywhere. You know, it really does give like a gorgeous glow. I wish they included like a peachy shade as well, but what I have noticed is some of the other powders can be used as color as well, because there's a lot of pigmentation on here. So just taking it from my temple and sweeping it upward to my cheek. It is dusty though. I find myself having to do that, but the convenience of having something so portable, you really can't complain. So I am going to take that highlighter. There are two shades of highlighter. There are a bronzy type of highlighter for like when you want like a neutral bronzy look, and there is more of like a rose gold type of highlighter. So we're going to go in with the bronzy highlighter first and then top it off with the rose gold. Just take a little bit of the highlighter. Now we're going to continue to build this lighter up after we've done our eyes, but it's such a beautiful bronzy shade. It is great for just like an everyday type glow. And there is a finishing powder. I like to take the finishing powder on my powder brush and go right on top of the cheek area. It just gives like a nice, smooth, flawless. It's not too much of a glow, but it's a pretty powder under your eye. Now I want to warm up my skin tone just a smidgen. So I have Cocoa Naughty from Fenty, which is their Skin Stalker bronzer. And I am going to go and just really warm up the perimeter of my skin tone. Especially in the summer, I like to look really bronzy. I really just love my summer shade. And I'm so excited when these companies are extending the range so I can actually look nice and warm and not too pink and too yellow. And I love that Fenty has made her complexion products affordable. Girl, get that double chin. Yeah. We're gonna go down the nose with a little bit of that coconutty, just a little bit down the sides of the nose. And just blend it up into the brow. Make sure it's nice and blended. You know, I'm not mad at it. I really like how the complexion looks. It really does look good. I really like that Cover FX. And the Pat McGrath powder, it is so finely milled. I like it all over, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be my favorite for under the eye, because I am seeing some of my lines peeking through. So I'm just gonna go back under my eye and manage that. I'm gonna keep this powder brush close by. But the skin fetish all over the skin is money. Okay, that is gorgeous. I really love how it set the skin. I think it's over 50 bucks, so it is pricey, but on the skin it really does look great. I didn't even go in with a pressed powder. I just used that as my powder, and that really set everything. And I really like how it looks. I'm looking into the mirror and it really just looks flawless and skin-like. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look cakey, and I really like that about the products. So I'm gonna go ahead and set everything with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I like to set that and give that an opportunity to just let all the layers blend together really well. And then I'm just gonna take my foundation brush and just blend everything in so it looks seamless. Yep. Oh, you back? Girl, I'm almost done. Let me just make sure this hump is down, honey. And we could talk about this look. Yes. I feel cute. I feel confident. And I'm a woman of a certain age, not too much. And I still feel cute. Now, let's talk about the complexion. The finish of this skin finish from Pat McGrath is beautiful. Look how it looks like skin. It does not look powdery. I've had this makeup on for about 2 hours now, and it really does look good. I am very pleased with this powder. If you are a little mature like me, be careful. That powder is so finely milled. I find that it's settled into my under eye lines a little more than I would like. But this setting all over the skin, baby. I didn't even use a pressed powder. This was shade number 3, and I used the Born This Way Spiced Rum Match Made in Complexion Heaven. Now, if Aunty Pat brings out her foundations in a smaller, cheaper vessel, I'll give it a try. But once I heard Skin Finish and Pat McGrath, those two things go together, because she's the queen of makeup when it comes to runways. And if you think about models, they always look fresh. I would use another powder under the eyes. I did end up using my Fenty setting powder in the shade Honey, and I use that to brighten up under my eyes. But baby, Aunty Pat is looking good on the skin. The skin really looks lifelike. It looks healthy. There's a nice little glow. I'd be interested in seeing how this setting powder really does throughout the day. But 2 hours in, I'm loving the skin finish of this. This is gorgeous. I'm here for the skin. I could see this on a regular day with just some mascara, lashes out the door. This will look gorgeous. This palette is great for a girl on the go. It is convenient. They are 2 shades, I believe, available. I would love to see this in one more deeper shade. You really would have to get to the table and create some new shades that are not out there, not too cool or ashy tone, but this in and of itself, it is beautiful. I really appreciate the work that Color FX put into this palette. So guys, this is the complexion. What do you think? I am loving how this looks. I can't help but look in the monitor because my skin looks great in the monitor and in the mirror in front of me. I still have a natural glow. It is so pretty. I think Pat did an excellent job. I can only imagine that her foundation must give such a beautiful skin-like finish. Pat is skin. If you know Pat, she's a lover of skin. She appreciates all skin tones, and I appreciate her coming to the market and just giving something that just makes my skin look even more skin-like. If you stuck it out so far, why don't you go ahead and hit subscribe? Just go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm trying to upload a little more. Let me know what you guys are interested in. I'm a woman of a certain age, honey. Every product does not always work great with me, but you can always work with the product so it enhances your beauty. Once again, this is Laverne, and this is my channel, Loved by Laverne.